welcome. It's Sunday, the Sunday sermon of Rad. I took that from Hammerhand. He's the one coined with the Sunday sermon. But let's get into it. Today, Sunday, I was out in Park City riding my bike. Great old time. Had my Mexican food afterwards with the 15 different salsas. It was delicious. Hope all is well. Who we got in the chat? Mysterio, Rip Suzanne Sommers. Ooh, she actually aged pretty good. I don't know how she died, but rest in peace. Sigma's in the house. CJ, the earth is flat. That's what they say in Antarctica. Hey, you's in the house. Silver Bullet, shout out. Mr. Markel from Brooklyn, back. Jason Reed from Colorado. Good to see you. Gerald Montagna is back in the house. Good to see Gerald. So, I wanted to bring this up. Good to see Harshit out in India. I wanted to bring this up. When I first found out about this world was in 2016. Obviously found out, like most others, going through a breakup or a divorce. The first guy that I actually stumbled upon was Barbarossa. Barbarossa had a lot of great content. And then from Barbarossa, I found out about Stardust. Who else? Paul Proteus was really big. But my number one key, and I brought this up a lot, is Big John. Big John he spoke to me. And every creator out there has a different way of speaking to you directly. Some creators, or some people might not like Rad, or I might not like some creators, but they speak to other people. And that's the key, right? Getting value out of content creator, regardless of how many subscribers there are. And I feel like a lot of the guys early on have left, either passed away or just left the space altogether. A lot of them have gone to Rumble. A lot of them have moved forward. I think that a lot of creators we have a lot of in our brains and minds that we want to share with other people, our experience. And I think that helps a lot of people, and especially our deliveries. Most of our deliveries are different. It's the same flavor. We just add different, toppings, I guess would be the good analogy. Rad living it up, ready for another great show. Good to see Ant-Man. Timmy Kramer back, the Forever Bachelor. 81 golfing today. Big John MGTOW was the first truth speaker I heard. The reason I like Big John, Timmy, and chat was he was direct. He had been married. He'd been through it. He had 2 kids. And it truly spoke to me. And I loved his delivery, the whiteboard of truth. I binge watched his videos over and over and over again. But there's a lot of great creators. John Nada is one. I don't know what happened to him. He was great for a while. So I'm with you, Rad. Big John was the man before the system came after him. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation on that CNN interview and so forth. I liked Tom Likas before he went total shit-tard. He woke me up to the bullshit of the 304th. He's total libtard now. My first Manosphere creator was Replicant Fish, Brandon Trueblood. There you go. Totally remember Replicant. There's a bunch of different creators back. Remember that one dude named Angry MGTOW? Never listened to him. I just thought he was like an incel or something. Ty M, sup, my dude? I hope you're enjoying this amazing Utah weather. Did get better than this. Today was great, especially in Park City. Mayor of MGTOW, the MGTOW Solution, Sunrise Hoodie. There you go. What about Sydney MGTOW? And what the Kiwi? What about the Kiwi from New Zealand? Just a lot of good creators, but a lot of them have gone by the wayside. Jedi Dark Force, all the best guys. Will catch the replay. Good to have you. Mysterio says your delivery is realistic and non-Disney. I don't have a lot of glitz and glam. I don't even know how to make those really cool trailers that Hammer and Dak and all those guys know how to make. I'm not good at that. I'm on an old 15-year iMac that seems to give me 720 resolution. Maybe someday I'll upgrade. Miggy MGTOW, there you go. Howard Dare. Howard Dare is he's actually back. He's got some video now, but he was big. Sandman. Listen to Sandman. And Coach Greg Adam was great in the beginning. I felt he was more realistic and raw, but versus what he is today. Today it's a business for him. Well, Christian Henney, there you go. Tom Likas. Blow me up, Tom. Big John, have any current vids or any uploads? Been listening to so much Lycus. I can't imagine Tom's mindset towards women being so libtard. I don't get it either. Maybe he feels guilty. The only place you can find Big John is on the MGTOW Mirror Project. I love, and someone should post a link to that. I love Angry MGTOW. He's now Angry Guy. He got me into Bitcoin. Someone said he had a girlfriend or something like that. He got a girlfriend and he left the space. Please put up that video again where you said success is the best revenge. It's better than any word that's mumbled out of your mouth. There you go. I'll have to look for it. When I first came in, it was Hammerhand. He just kept popping up everywhere. I'm glad of that. The time difference is tricking, but still watch when I can. Silver Bullet. Yep. Hammer would be, I listened to Hammer probably in 18, 17, maybe 18. I started my channel at the end of 18, December of 18. And it started slow. I just wanted to, if I could help one person, that's all I cared about. It was more for me getting out my inner thinking. A lot of these guys just got doxxed and disposed of reality. Yep, I agree, Mr. Forma. Okay, TRK's in the house. Good to see you. I always like, is that Undead Chronic? There you go, Christian. Tom Likas. Think before you sleep. WHO is in the house. Good to see you. Greetings and salutations. That one dude, Human, had some good red pill content. Then he ran back to the blue pill after getting a girlfriend. Now his videos, he gives dating advice. I heard that he got in a relationship. JLM, good to see you. Tom Likas is old now. He's drinking his wine and watching his hockey. Rev's in the house. Good to see the Revster. He's out in the van. Check out Rev's channel. Another good creator. Singletown Bachelor. There's another good creator right there. Single's been making some content, coming back from the dead. Hammerhand, Mr. Elite, Undead Chronic. Look at you guys. Timmy says, Dennis, the 76-year-old I golf with, married 55 years, and he admitted unhappily. Oh, at least he admitted it. Simp before he sleeps, Singletown Bachelor. I think we all make a difference just by interacting and sharing our mistakes, accomplishment, and sometimes just surviving. I think these chats are so important for people to share. You're absolutely right, WHO. Big Bad John, 1962. Vention was great. Sad he passed. Well said, brother. Tell me where you're from. Rest in peace to Vention. Don't get married. Tom Likas cuck. Well, you know, he had a lot of great stuff, but you know, if you follow Likas, you won't get into trouble. The mirror is currently unavailable, Rad. We appreciate you, sir. Gotcha. I wonder why. Could have D-Man, another wrench. Hey, Rad, it seems when in a relationship with a woman, we miss a single life, but then when single, we wish we had a woman. I just think that's the nature of programming. Sonny. Bolo's in the house from Canada. Appreciate you, brother. LOM, Lion of MGTOW still going. Yes, he is. I think, didn't Hammer do something with him the other day? Haven't watched Undead in a while. That is, but I enjoy his content. And then you got other creators, right? Shout out to Travis. You got other creators like Gone with John. You've got Brandon Trueblood, his channel. You've got One Fast Stack. You've got Father Saunders. You've got Wes. You've got Slam Cave. You've got Singletown Bachelor. You've got a lot of people, MGTOW Outlaw, MGTOW Cowboy. You got a lot of smaller channels, which I think are even more authentic and raw than a lot of the bigger channels. Not saying the bigger creators. I think the biggest I will go will be Hammer and Sandman when I do listen to him. And I think he's actually taken a different twist in making memes of the week and stuff. But he still has good content. Never gotten a turd flinging monkey. I don't know. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Said a lot of great things, but just never got into him. He was a beta. Legendary John Boston's in the house. He knows one or two things about MGTOW. Jason Reed never watched a lot of his stuff, but you got to throw Sandman. Yeah. I mean, I've watched a lot of Sandman back too. You know, again, very different from Big John, but still had good content. Miss me some Paul Proteus and M Crafts. There you go. And then there was Chris Cantu, right? We actually did a video, me and Rev and Chris Cantu. That was fun. He did a lot of stuff, and I don't know what happened to him. I think he got into bodybuilding or something. Have you got any tips for me to become more high value, Brad? I'm 27, working in IT, living with parents, looking to save up 12K. The unstoppable force. Where are you from, brother? Just stay on your grind, man. Go to the gym, work out, take a break, meet up with other fellow guys. Fast Stack, MGTOW Cowboy, Quiet Earth. Oh, yeah, that one guy. He's great, too. Let's see. Today, now that I'm fully red pill rad, better bachelor best for me, but I needed stronger medicine to break me out of a lifetime of being blue pilled. And I think you hit it on the head, Gerald. I needed stronger medicine as well, and Big John was it for me. Terrence Pop, also good. I always like Terrence spins, how he spun it sarcastically and funny, but he's definitely got a story that is impactful for men. As this goes on, smaller channels will be growing. I don't think we're going to see gigantic channels again that had 70, 80,000 that were still authentic and raw, like Big John and Paul Proteus. It's going to be smaller. AMS, there you go. Is that alpha male strategy, the guy that goes like this? We have 7 crisis centers for men in Denmark, and I didn't know. Jeez. Wow. Guys, men go through emotional situations as well. Steve in Arizona just arriving. Good to have you, brother. WHO vows never to get in another relationship. Monk music, don't engage. There you go. Oh, the UK, awesome. We got a lot of people from the UK. I don't know what Easter Sunday is, but is that a content creator? Teddy Boy Smith's in the house. He's from over the pond. Good to see you, Teddy. I was blue pilled by Donovan Sharp. I needed someone to pick me up by the ears and shake me to wake up to reality. No half measures. She's not yours. It's just your turn. I listened to him, several years ago, but I feel like now he's just pushing the PUA stuff. And I don't think he lives his teachings. But then again, it's the message, not the messenger. Monk music, just watched him playing music, guitar earlier today. There you go. Calrissian the God, says Mr. Markel. Interesting. I've been single for a while. My mental health looks good. Unstoppable force. Focus on yourself, brother. Men need work, money in the bank, zero debt, and a strong mind and body. Listen to Timmy. He knows what he's talking about. I went to a reunion. Married women asked me about my kids. Women who asked me what I did for a living were all single. How? What a coincidence. They asked you if you're single. The voice of reason was good too. Yeah, he actually, didn't he go to Rumble? A walk in the nature does wonderful for your mental health. Absolutely. Or a bike ride. I rode my bike in the mountains today. It was wonderful. Coach Red Pill was the OG. Gonzalo? Whatever happened to him? He was in Ukraine. They couldn't find him, but then he appeared again. Brad, what happened to CJ and him deleting all those videos? I saw that. I don't know. Just probably a new strategy to get monetized. Darius M. I liked Darius back in the day. He used to be Darius MGTOW. I have Hammerhand to thank for being here. Absolutely. Shout out to Hammer. Shout out to every creator that's authentic, that's real, that's not looking for likes. 317 Red Pill. Steph is cold. I mean, there's a lot of folks out there that were good, right? I think Coach Craig Adams saw the money and he made a business out of it. Hammer did a deal on him the other day. But, again, there are some good little tidbits that you can listen to back in the day. I still listen to the original, like Barbarossa, Spetsnat, Razorblade Candy, and the late Archangel Liberation Y. Ooh, that's going old school, brother. I was absolutely appalled by Donovan's talking about women as if they were mere animals who just follow whatever the DNA and hormones tell them, but suddenly it all makes sense. 98% of women are like that. Steph is cold. Larger channels always end up corrupted. They turn to purple pill. Could be, yeah. Better Bachelor, the working man. Fresh and Fit have their place. They do have their place. I don't listen to them. But, again, they're exposing female nature in their own way. Don't look for external validation. Improve yourself. Self-evaluation is the only value that you need to concern yourself with. Well spoken, Mr. Trueblood. I need to listen to George. I listen to George Bruno's, but he's got a lot of experience. I used to watch his stuff every now and again. I haven't for a while. I don't like Donovan too much because he speaks true facts, but he gets involved with, yeah, his lady is just not the ideal that he pushes. The voice of reason, always on Odyssey. Gotcha. Thanks, Rev. Red Pill in the Wind. Good to see you. There's my Rumble account. Thank you, D-Man. We got George Bruno. Yeah, and all that stuff with the 21 Studios, and that's what a Rolo Tomasi. He got prisoned by SBU. There you go. LAR movement. Hammer is real and awesome. Yeah, Black Ram. There you go. Another good one. Let's see. ORAD. Listen to this. Last night I went to a country music dance club to listen to a band, 3 hours of the most blue pill music you can imagine. I found it offensive. But I do like playing country music on the guitar. It's kind of fun. But yeah, all that country music is a guy crying because this lady left him. Anybody allergies bugging them? I don't get allergies, WHO. Rest in peace, Suzanne Summers. Absolutely. Anthony Spade. Ooh, he's a golden simp. You know what? I listened to him in the beginning and he commented on one of my videos and then he deleted it because he basically said I was bitching or something like that. I was an old white incel. The guy, he's a vegetarian. He's weird. Hey, Rad, why do you think it is that most women and people in corporate are damaged goods? Because they've just been in the system too long. Philip Tesoro just found Angry Man. He has over 500,000 subs. Good content. Aaron Clary and Casey Zander are also. Clary's not too bad. I like his financial perspectives. WHO, hive mind, status seekers. There you go. I'm really not too cool with these chicks trying to take over. Me neither. I don't listen. They're 25. They can be my daughter, for hell's sake. That's as age as my daughter. Tommy Sotomayor, Fresh and Fit. The responses of Fresh and Fit is hilarious. They just expose. I mean, the issue is it's the same show every day. They just find straggle daggles. Paul Elam, there you go. Urban Red Pill. Zell Christian Henney says, I love Israel, but they are, well, let's not get into politics. I don't want to get flagged. Gonzalo Lira is likely dead. He attempted to escape Ukraine and was captured. Yeah, I don't understand him. He should have flew under the radar. All the men's country songs I heard were about men begging women not to leave them or to reject them. All the women's songs were about women complaining about getting pumped and dumb. That's funny. Rad, was Jack Tanner a player or a simp? You tell me, Rev. 33 Secrets. Matt from 33, he's got some decent stuff. TVOR is awesome. The guy is great. The voice of reason. Yeah, didn't we do a live stream with him about 2 years ago? Coach Greg Adams likes to say that country is the most blue pill music of all. It is. It absolutely is. I'm getting charged $2,000 for being on this live. By who? 33C. I would say Matt's a simp. Yeah, he's all about the women. His whole purpose is ladies. I hate to say it, Tate out of place too, just because it pissed women off. Everybody, there is some sort of potential tidbit of information from all creators, regardless if you like them or not. I'm charging 1%. Who's this? You guys can Venmo me, Cash App me, PayPal me. No, I won't accept one thing. Good news is that this palace, I can't talk about that, brother. It'll flag it. Anthony Spade is a feminine man. He's weird, and yes, he's vegan. He's a weird dude. I don't know how he grew so much. Probably because a lot of his audience are simps. Roden Man Summit costing 3 G's. Dang. Treadmark, Sneeko. I don't know anything, RW, about that Sneeko guy. I like to listen to guys that have experience that I've been through, but that's just me. Ronan Man, content okay, but he's all about the wealth. Manassa had a Brazilian Red Pill channel pop in my feed. I was cracked. Oh, Macho Toxico's from. We did a live stream. He's the Brazilian guy living in London. He's good. He's good. But you have to translate it from Portuguese. Zerka. There you go. I don't know if you guys have heard, but SS Strong Successful Mill is really good stuff and doesn't sell. I've seen him. He usually sits in his car. Young guy with a good spin. Later, brothers. Never pay for red pill knowledge. Starve the grifters. Attaboy, Brandon. Good to see FJT in the house. Check out FJT's channel. He lays it down in Chinatown. Matt Cross. Jack Tripper. Ha! Problem is, I have with Fresh and Blank and similar channels there creating high value simps. Guys max out their value and still get taken for a ride. I think their message is different. They're all about stacking bills and looking the part, buying Lamborghinis and big houses. Again, chasing money and chasing women are the same thing. Having money is one thing, but chasing it to be like this gigantic bazillionaire for what? One of my daughters has taken a legal course, and her project is on Rudy and his lawsuit. In the meanwhile, women in school are taking toxic masculinity courses. Of course they are, John. Play Ramstream. That's not blue pilled. Do us. Fresh Prince CEOs. I wouldn't take any. I don't take any advice from those guys. Number one, I don't date those type of gals, and I'm too young. They're 22, 23 years younger than me. Do you know King Riches? I don't. I think I might have heard it. The past 6 months, I've been very active in a new channel called Dating Delusion. He reads through female profiles from dating app and memes them into oblivion. I love it. Yeah, Matt is an interesting dude, old Christian. Nick Fuentes. Let's see. Sneeko blanks transformers. Interesting. Good to see Alex in the house, just getting off work. Andrew Tate is a clown and dangerous. Well, they've definitely made a wave with toxic masculinity, right? Donovan Warland. Is that Donovan Sharp? There's FJT. Appreciate that. Sell SSM, sell thing. He has a store. I don't look, if people want to donate out of their goodwill to somebody, I've got no problem. But when you're constantly asking for that crap, like some creators do, it's ridiculous. You know who the authentic ones are. I watched Darius M. That's how I found the red pill around 18. There you go. That's when he was Darius MGTOW. I never discussed money with women, wasted my energy. I don't have to say anything to that comment. I found Richie from Boston has a new channel. Ah, gotcha. I think having money is fine, but if you're chasing to be the next Bill Gates, you've got your priorities wrong because you're looking for power and status. Mark Rudolph, I remember him. He lays it down. I told my kids, do not take any courses that would get you a job, only at CNN. I don't know what that one is. Bug Dick. Is that a Ramstein song? King Riches. What up, John? Yes, all good over. I've been taking advantage of the big dips in the market. There you go. Learning how to play the market. Darius is relatable. I like his style. He's chill. He's not out making. Oh, who's the other one? LFM? Lean something Army? LFA? Lean Force Army? He used to be LFA MGTOW, and then they took it off. Right? Right? Donovan Warlord is not Donovan Sharp. Okay, is that another creator? I'll check him out. But let's look at the creators in this chat. You got FJT, Singletown Bachelor. You've got Rev. You've got, who else? I'm blanking here. Slam Cave usually is in here. Warriors End Tennis. Really lots of good content creators. They're smaller, but yet they do it authentically and they do it from their heart. Now, the reason I don't listen to a lot of new people is because I can't relate to them. I can't relate to two guys in Miami talking about buying Lamborghinis and bringing a bunch of trash on their show, but I can relate to them exposing female nature. My cup of tea is talking to people that are younger that need help or guys that have gone through what I've gone through. Red pill married. Someone asked me if you could be red pilled and married. The answer would be no. In theory, mentally you could, but physically, financially, and emotionally you can't. Tails, many of my friends have been piling into the gold miners for the past 3 weeks. We use, interesting. I'll have to see what happens with crypto. Nothing is new in Red Pill. It's the presentation and delivery that changes. Some do it better than others. Well said. I mean, look at Better Bachelor. Would he be? He's what? I think he's a year younger than me, but he is probably the biggest creator. That's not. I don't know if he sells anything, but outside of, who else is there? Abba and Preach. I mean, I don't even watch a lot of these guys because, again, I don't see a lot of value in their messages for me personally. For others, potentially. Bugatti. Bugatti. Rebel Against Defeat is up there. I appreciate it. Yeah, Rabbit, I don't mind if content creator accept donation, but I don't like the guys that always beg or shame their subscriber. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If anybody, I had a guy, I don't know where he's at. Greg, I think was his name. He sent me a gift certificate, a substantial gift certificate to an online mountain bike distributor. And I'm like, dude, don't just take that money and buy something for yourself. And he's like, no, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. He sent it to my email and I appreciate it, but I didn't ask for it. And nor do I seek it. If you want to buy a hat or something like that, it's people like that. I mean, Hammer's got those cool hats. I mean, again, providing a product that people want. So it is what it is, but he's not like Coach Greg Adams or all those other like Fresh and Fit whining that they don't get super chats. Hockey mask video, JLM, there you go. What do I think of Kia's Tellurides? I would not ever buy a Kia. That's me. I'm a Toyota, Lexus, Japanese guy myself. They look cool, the new Kias. The ex-wife bought a Kia, but I just don't think they have the crazy, insane reliability that Toyota, Lexus, or Honda and Acura have. And they lose their value quick. You want to get a ride that doesn't lose their value? Toyota 4Runner. MGTOW Mirror went dark. Interesting. Dating Delusional channel. I have to check it out. I've seen these women I know go on dating sites and have no man in their lives. They're over 45. You can't understand how guys don't want to date moms. Oh, I wonder why. Because a 45-year-old at this point is going to be having a grandkid pretty quick. If I had a wrench, I can drop links. All right, JLM. I'll wrench you next time. It's hard for folks to not get corrupted by the money and fame. Red Pill costs zero and is about supporting each other. So a lot of the guys that buy the Red Pill content, the courses, the books on how to be a solid dude, like that dough face Tranthony lifestyle. I mean, really? This is all free. It's hard for folks to not get computed by the money and fame. That's right. Check out Wes's channel. Appreciate you being here, brother. I'm Monk. I don't need to learn how to pick up women. I need a community of men like your channel, Raz, to not feel alone in this journey. That's why we're here. E-Man67, one of the first for me, lost his channel for blank and rebuilt and stuff. I remember him, absolutely. There's Wes's channel. You guys go out and sub to Wes. He's got good stuff. Little short videos. Zeitgeist Eater. Thai X Worldwide. Mr. Markel laying it down in Chinatown with JLM. I would go with Toyota. Yep. The good thing about the Korean Hyundai and Kia, they're owned by the same company, is their warranty. I guess they have a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So they take a lot of the worry. Haven't seen this personally, but I heard about alpha male camps. What the F is that? I don't know, man, but I don't want to be hugging naked, hairy dudes chest to chest. I can't stand the cars that have the auto start to supposedly save gas. Oh, yeah, mine doesn't have that, but I hear you. I don't know how that helps an engine, constantly turning it on and turning it off. Power corrupts. It sure does, WHO. You've had two Hyundais. I mean, they're still going. Once they came out with that 10-year powertrain warranty, what, in the mid-90s? Because before that, a lot of them were found on the roadside dead. And that's, I think, how they built their brand. And then the Kia guys were, if you notice that Honda, when Kia first came out, they looked kind of Mickey Mouse, goofy. And then Hyundai did a good thing because they went out and, as a veteran, I'd have a hard time buying a vehicle KIA. I didn't think about that. There you go. Batman Beyond's got some good stuff too, but they the Hyundai started Kia, and they stole two designers from Lexus, and that's when you started seeing what was the Optima, that when it first changed, and they started making really cool lines. It's because they snatched two Lexus designers. A friend of mine who owns a repair shop has 25 to 30 car. He rents out 8% of Hyundais, and they don't break down. They've actually gotten really good. Wax on, wax off. I'm just privy to my Toyota and Lexuses. The Kia, the little hamster car, is that the Kia Soul? Billy Von Baum, there you go. What about Billy the Goat? He's on our channel. I've heard Hyundai is like the Swiss nice of cars. They always have parts and they're very reliable. Well, I see a lot of them, that's for sure. They're being stolen. Interesting. Chronicles of AJ. That's another one of our guys. I haven't seen him for a while. And then who's the one that he was making videos, but he took his life? A black guy. It starts with an R. Oh, what's his name? FJT should know who it is. You actually talked to him quite a bit. Shut off the car to save gas, starving lubrication, restart. Yeah, I don't understand that whole. Ask Rev. Rev, what do you think about that auto stop start? I mean, that's got to be damaging, Coach Butthole. I prefer European vehicles, but do give Kia and Hyundai a ton of credit for the massive improvements they've made. I think European vehicles are the best. Unfortunately, it costs a shit ton to repair them. I've had 3 BMWs, 1 Mercedes, 1 Volkswagen, and 1 Porsche. They all broke down except the Porsche. I unsub from the ones that beg. I understand they don't want to work a regular 9 to 5, but don't shame your subscriber for not sending super chats. Well said. A lot of the Hyundai parts are interchangeable. That's cool. That's good to know. My daughter has a Hyundai. Hopefully that's good. She drove it all the way from Utah to Florida, no problems. Good evening to you, MJ. Wes says, my dad only trusts Toyotas. There you go. Billy the Goat. We had a Toyota growing up in my family, and that damn thing never broke down. Check out Billy the Goat's channel. Renegade, that's who I'm talking about. Unfortunate, man. Rest in peace. There's a lot of guys that get to a point where like understand this concept of she's not yours, it's not your turn, default law, hypergamy, female nature, male nature, the government, and they're like, what's the point to living? You know, if they know that eventually that woman that they like is going to leave her monkey branch or has a high potential of doing that, or is already has so much microchimerism challenges within her body that she just becomes unbearable. And then understands the whole court system. And what do? How do you tell these guys today? Because I think the focus is still on the programming. And I think they get upset because deep down, we all, if the programming said, hey, get married, have kids, have a wonderful life, work together, love will conquer all, I'm sure a lot of us would still want to do that. Oh, Rev hates the auto start. But that's the reality. A lot of folks don't have anything to look for because I think the programming is still within them thinking, oh my gosh, I just wish it was different. I wish things were different. I wish there was women out there that would love me for me, or I wish I could build something, build a family, create a family, and have the respect for my wife or my kids or whatever. We live in a very different world now. So when men are out there, there you go, Hamster. Hamster's a good guy too. Hey, if you ever got scammed and lost all your money, what would be your planned experience to make that money back? If I lost everything, I'd become a truck driver. You know why? Because you can live out of your cab rent-free. You'll drive for a year, meet people, truck stops, or wherever you're at, and save up a lot of money. And by 2 years, you might have $100,000 if you've done it well. Maybe 80,000, 40 grand a year. I don't know. That's how you do it. The old 80s trucks are great. I would agree, Ed Lattimore. But the reality is a lot of people look at it and say, you know what? I can't do. They get even more depressed when they find this stuff out because it shatters their whole worldview. It shattered all of our views. I didn't know who my wife was until she divorced me. I was petrified of divorce court. I didn't want to go through it. I dealt with alienation. I dealt with all that things. But I kept going because of my kids, and I knew I could get through it. But it wasn't easy, and a lot of guys give up. We got to help those guys. And we don't need to be selling them stupid courses. When WW3 breaks out, watch the feminazis all promote their girls. That's funny. I played yesterday. I played for a few minutes today because one of my female associates wanted to hear me play. I love that guitar. Attaboy, FJT. There's a guy that's on purpose. Learn how to teach himself guitar, Chinese, Spanish, Portuguese, maybe Arabic. But who would you drive trucks for? You can go. There's a lot of. You have to get trained, of course. But there's like CR England. There's all sorts, tons of them. Mysterio, 40 grand clear with trucking. Well, here's the deal. You don't have any insurance. You don't have to pay gas. You obviously got to pay for your food and your, toiletries apparently, right? And your cell phone plans and your debts currently, but you don't have any living costs because you live in the back. Ask Brandon Trueblood. I like the BMWs, but as they age, the repairs cost a ton. Oh, well, that's the thing. European cars, they drop in value quick just because of the repairs are expensive, but they're great cars. God, they're bulletproof. Rev 20, bulletproof for a while. I would say if you buy a European car, dump it before the warranty and then buy another one. Garuda Ghost, Brandon Trueblood. There you go. Mysterio from Winnipeg says, more and more I see more people breaking up than getting together. I think it's a pandemic. Yeah. How you doing? The big chick is in new home with that simp friend of mine. I sent Rad a recent pic. Oh, she's not attractive. Nah, no siree, Bob. Gone with John. He's good too. It's guys that are wanting to do this and put themselves out there. And Gone with John's got a few channels, even helping guys start pressure washing businesses. Helping guys succeed. Good question, Mysterio. You'd have to ask Brandon. I'm not sure if they can have cold pieces of metal. They will reject feminism when shit hits the fan. But the problem with that, and I would agree with that statement, the problem is the programming is still there. So what happens if we win World War III in 3 years? They go back to what I was thinking, right? But who knows? I'm thinking the programming, they might get in line and be respectful and loving and not delusional. But after 3 years, they're going to call us abusive and controlling and abusive. Immortal Minds. Oh, I remember him. I heard the outfield say it isn't so. Talk about man giving up power to a chick. There you go, John. The outfield. That's an old band. Strong men need to go. Do you mean truck drivers have room in the back of their trucks? Yes, they have an extra cab that's got a bed and a little refrigerator and maybe a microwave. Thanks, Rad. When I send my guitar sound clips and song, they always ask if I'm in a band. Tell them you're in Nirvana. Jerry Lou, I remember Jerry. He did an interview with Big John. What happened to him? Mom just bought me a new 4Runner. God bless, Mom. I also tell women I meet I get an allowance. Attaboy. That'll run them off quick. Not sure when it's going to happen, but I could see trucking as one of the jobs AI is going to come after. Potential. John Nada. The outfield is no more. Tony Lewis and John Spinks are dead. You know who else I was listening to? The Smithereens the other day. I think they're from Pennsylvania. They're a great band. I'm deaf and can't hear those screams. They want equality, so give them what they want. Absolutely. Put them on the front lines with us. Some trucks have sleepers in the back. Some don't. The ones that are day cabs and some rent hotel room. Depends on the company. There you go. Ken Del Rican. I don't know who that is, but I'll have to check it out. I had no contact with my ex-wife for 3.5 years. 3+ years. A few weeks ago, she threw a Hail Mary, emails and texts begging to take her back. After I said no, her words quickly turned to pure hate. Cuffing season has begun, Stephen. Seraphim, good to see you, brother. I bet you guys, when you play your guitar, you forget the rest of the world. Something about playing guitar, playing those power chords. Lazarus, there you go. Guys are coming out. We live in tough times, old Christian Henne. Mr. Walk and Talk is still walking and talking. What happened to Sydney MGTOW? Quieter. There you go, Rev. Stand in front of an AI truck and it can't move. Interesting. MGTOW savior. I've been served eviction on my rental property due to the owners moving back in. Might need to sleep in my SUV. Any advice, Rad? Just go YouTube a lot of people sleeping in their SUVs. There's lots of videos of guys doing it and how they put the sleep system in. If they do a mattress or an air mattress, how they use the bathroom, how they keep it cool, and so forth. This guy's been living in their SUVs. I watch a couple on their Forerunners and how they live in it, because if I go down to Baja, I'd probably live in a week or two just checking out every little beach town. I don't want to have to worry about getting hotels. But yeah, just check YouTube SUV living. Mr. Forma, there you go. The man with no name. You know, he was on here, but I don't know what happened to him. Hate Vicious, there you go. I remember him, but why you want to take me back? Just forget everything I did to you, all those mean, nasty things. So never take an ex back, ever. Ever. Bathing in dirty water. The MGTOW Infinium, there you go. Brandon was in the supermarket. This woman reaching in the freezer and yelling it was too cold. I walked by her. These two simps got her what she wanted and didn't even say thank you. Of course, because they're princesses. MGTOW Marty from Australia. There, boy. I like Nirvana, but just can't get with some of Kurt's antics and Skittles endorsement. Some new grunge bands are great, but they put the dresses on like Kurt. Yeah, I didn't like that either. There's another one of us, Ohio Dan. He's got some good stuff. Very methodical. Very, very good stuff he makes. Shout out to Ohio Dan. My ex, take me back. Well, you know, a lot of gals just, they get that. They play the dating market. They're washed up. They're like, you know, I shouldn't have divorced my husband. T-Tox is back. Good to see you, brother. My stupid recommendations of falling off the map. Think you boob has me in their sights for commenting violations. Probably. I get knocked off so many notifications. I just found out I was unsubscribed from Dax's channel. Putrid Shitgenstein. They don't say thank you. RPM. Red Mind Man, where's he been? I have not seen. Red Mind's another one of these thinkers. Chris Mitchell. How about Chris Mitchell? You know, and then there's the OGs, the Polskas. You got Polskas. You got Father Saunders. You got all the MGTOW names. There's MGTOW Outlaw, MGTOW Cowboy, MGTOW Infinium. Steven, they're skyrocketing again. Jeez, no surprise. Red Pill in the Wind. There you go. But there's a lot of great content creators, and every everyone has a different delivery, a different style, a different topping on their vanilla ice cream. And you might have sprinkles, you might have chocolate, you might have chocolate chips, you might have coconut, but at the end of the day, the foundation is still the same. It's just the different taste that we bring to it. Question Rad in the chat. What do y'all think of Teslas? I don't like electric cars, but I like at least just to have. I rode in a Tesla. Oh, there we go. We forgot Scotty's side. Scotty and Ike. There you go. Great. Another solid channel. I think Teslas are toy cars. Again, electrically. I mean, they're pretty advanced. I rode in one from the airport from Vegas. I thought it was cool. I'd never buy one. They're way overpriced. The battery packs, a guy is right behind me has two, and he's already gone through one battery pack from a 2019. $27,000 to put a new battery pack in a $40,000 car. You tell me. If an electric car can go 20 years on batteries, cost the same as a normal car, and get huge amounts of range, I'm all about that. The Smithereens, there you go. Only a memory. I miss my high school exes, but most of them are old. There we go. We can't forget little Rev bringing it back. He's co-piloting with me. Seafood, the wonderful man that needs to rest in peace. I always like Seafood. Always was a good dude. Teslas are status, but they're they're not as cool as they were when they first came out, right? Very few people had them. But you're right. We have 500 years left of petroleum just in the United States. They found that gigantic bed of petroleum or oil deposits off the coast of Brazil that'll basically fuel the world for 1,000 years. Water gets in the batteries. You never know what's going to happen. Absolutely. Now, you guys have cell phones. What happens after 3 years? You need a new one, or 2 years, or a year and a half. Those batteries go bad. Never forget what Adam said in the Bible. Don't trust these 304s. Simply strength. Biofuel. Fortunately, you have to redo your engine to fit bio, right? Unless you're diesel. This week I may see Getty Lee in Boston. He's coming to promote his book. Go check it out, man. Give that guy a fist bump. Man, he's the ugliest bassist besides Gene Simmons in music. I agree, Rad, but Elon is busy going to Mars. Who believes that we're going to, I want to know who believes that he's going to land on Mars. I wouldn't buy a Tesla, but I made a decent money off Tesla stock. Yeah. Because there's a lot of fanboys out there. Gas oxification cars are a good deal. What's Rev say? Smoking ring, pipe dreams. Ooh, he's bringing them all out. The cool thing is there's no liquids and there's not a lot of moving parts. But if you need to have Solo Mission X, I remember that, dude. If you need to go have anything done in that car, brakes, tires, you have to go to Tesla. They have you cornered. The only thing you can get at an auto store is probably windshield wipers. They absolutely do, old Christian Henning. We got Spetsnat. There you go, Rev. Betty Sob's back. They can stop the electric whenever they want, and you will be stranded. Yeah, I saw a video of a guy who ran out of electricity and had a Honda generator on the side of the road, turning gas into it. What's that oxymoron all about? Rivian is 9,000 pounds. The F-150 6,000. Why are these electric cars so heavy? Well, those batteries weigh a shit ton, and those Rivians are 120 grand. They're all expensive. Who's got that money? Female referees on NFL football field watching cards get ass handed to them. I wonder why. I always pay for a gas car. You can't go wrong. Well, the whole world is not based on the U.S. dollar. It's the petro. The world's currency is petroleum. That's it. No petroleum, no currency. Call it the petrodollar if you will, but that's our current. That's what the world runs on. Oil. Matt Damon might land on Mars. I did see that. Stone Reaper. SCE. Shout out to SCE as well. Stone Reaper. America would have landed Mars by now if it kept its trajectory after moon landing, but just around that time it started to become woke and feminist and it went downhill. Yep. I would agree. Sunrise Hoodie. There you go. I used to have old Mercedes-Benz diesel many moons ago. I ran it on waste veggie oil. Way cool. I thought that was cool. Back in was it 08 when the gas prices went nuts? People were buying old Geo Metros because they were 3 cylinders and got 60 miles to the gallon. And they were going for like 10 grand. But again, once there's hype, remember the toilet paper issue a couple years ago and everyone's buying, you couldn't buy any toilet paper. 6 weeks later, they're all stocked again. Fear drives so much. Sydney MGTOW, just like Tesla is like the iPhone or Android Eco, you can only buy parts. Yep. Petrodollar. Gem Power's in the house. Gem Power, what is happening? The Enlightened Kiwi, I remember him. Is he still doing content? Isn't it true that even Elon doesn't go up in space on his own rockets? That should say something. Well, he had that one blow up, right? Lithium is lighter than lead batteries, but they're heavy, and electric semis have a range of 400 miles. Well, lithium also has potential for hot fire hazards. That's why you see all these electric bikes catching on fire. It's an energy source, but have they figured out how to contain the energy so it doesn't cause fires? What I look for in getting a MGTOW solution, there you go. What I look for in getting a car, I just look at Toyota. What I wanted the last time I bought 6 years ago was I wanted an SUV. And it had to be Toyota, but I didn't want a girl SUV like with the smaller ones, and I didn't want a gigantic one. So I'm privy to Lexus, and I don't think I'll ever go back to a sedan because it hauls all my bike stuff and plenty of room. I did it from 2002 to 10 when my Chinese restaurant said, "No more oil for you. I eat everything with 4 legs except table chairs." That's funny. They go through a lot of oil, those Chinese places. I wonder if they were selling it. The MGTOW Recluse. Boy, Rev knows them all. Remember when Obama made that auto discount to buy a new car if you trade in your old? Cash for clunkers. Yeah, they were giving away perfectly good, like Isuzu Troopers. And now Isuzu, I mean, what happened to that program? It was just, again, to talk to the climate constituents. RAV4 is more of a grandpa car, a girl car in my book. I think men should drive 4Runners, Sequoias. But that's me. I'm invested in the lithium batteries, so maybe I can get a Tesla, and by the time that stock goes up, I guess I can afford it. I would invest in Bolivia, that I think has the largest lithium reserves in the world, whatever company is mining that. Because obviously the raw product goes to the battery dealers, but I would go after the people that are actually digging it out of Bolivian lithium mines. Tico Train, social red pill. I remember that. Obama, Warhorse. There's a lot. There's so many good creators. And I think that as we go forward, the Better Bachelor is going to be around. Didn't he? I think he got a strike, though. Jen Power, gentlemen, invest in cat food and wine. But a lot of the channels moving forward are going to be smaller channels. They're going to be very niche based, different flavors of the red pill philosophy. A lot of creators will come and go. They found, yep, there you go. Somebody bought it. Prolivia, whiskey stills, and tumbleweeds. I remember that, dude. Going to be a lot of single women in the future. Yes, I think you're right. It says 40% of women by the 2035 will be single. Or did you say Bolivia? Bolivians, South America. XPA Lolo Doc. And a lot of, you're going to see a lot of people come and go. I mean, Wes from 5 Years of Freedom put great content. His delivery was very similar to, I think, like Big John. And I liked his rawness and he was rough and he was direct. And I really appreciate guys that are direct to get to the damn point. And a lot of them are going to Rumble, as Mr. Markel says. Why did my 68 Dodge Dart get 28 miles to the gallon and my Mazda 25? Yeah, which is better? Well, you would think the Mazda would get better mileage, but who knows? I think mileage, miles per gallon and the oil company back in the 80s had something going on. I've seen several channels showing videos complaining about not having men to date and men not asking them out. Oh, poor women, because we're abusive and controlling and abusive. Yes, there you go. Well said. 45% between 18 and 35 will be single. Remember, folks, real girls don't stress on girls from Lycus. There you go. Gem Power, I don't know what's going on with Mr. Iridium Crush. I haven't seen that guy for a long time. I don't even think women on the dating apps are serious. Their expectations are way beyond anyone's reach. Of course, they're there to seek attention and validation. Attention is their currency. So the more guys that like them, the better they feel. Mazda Protege LX was my first car. Mazda makes good. Actually, they actually make really good cars. They're in the top 3. It goes Toyota, Lexus, Porsche, and then Mazda. Ford was like ninth or something. GM was way down. And that was Honda Acura or something like that. Stay single. Yeah, Mazda had the rotary engine or that weird, who's got that weird inline 6? Is that Subaru? But Mazda's make some really cool stuff. Mazda's make some good stuff. But again, the reality is this: find creators because they're going to come and go. Back 8 years ago, when I first got into it, there was only a handful that were big. And it seemed like a lot of them were big. Then that whole CNN thing came out with Big John. And literally, like overnight, it was like the MGTOW massacre. All these channels were deleted. And then a new crop came up. Porsche is your dream car. Attaboy. 911. These days, I don't know why I'm having few proposals from women in their 50s. They are alone and miserable, most of them on anxiety pills. I can't accept them, but of course, it's normal. That's the state of the world we're in. We have a lot of wimpy, emotional, feminine men that are liberals, that aren't strong, that have zero testosterone, or a testosterone of a 70-year-old, that can't talk, that speak through screens. And then we have women that don't respect men. Well, I wonder why they don't respect most men, especially today. Rad, I don't like small cars or real big women, but somehow I always find myself in them. Remember what they say, scooters and fat chicks. They're fun to ride, but you don't want your friends to see you on them. Where's our brother Rolly? Jawara's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Travis says these rotary engines are crazy. I love one. What does Rev think of the Rev or the rotary? Just kidding. We don't do big ladies here. Sounds like a Dark Knight MGTOW massacre. Gem Power. That's what happened. A lot of channels got shut down quick, or demonetized, or stricken would be the word. No matter the situation, women will always find ways to blame men. Majority of women, most likely, they'll blame us because we're abusive and controlling, and abusive and delusional. Rad's not perfect either. Let's go, Brandon. I'm going to have to go ahead and definitely agree with that statement. I think women start to realize their stupidities when they reach 50s. Till then, there are plenty of simps to keep their delusions alive and keep them the required dose. I got a couple friends in their 50s that are massive simp. Yeah. Take that little lady to Costco for a hot dog and Coke. The $1.50 combo. That hasn't changed since the 80s. What a great idea, Timmy. Women have been friggin' spoiled the last 20 years. And guess what? They get free onions to top on it, as much as you want. Good diet, go to the gym, and zinc supplements to help with testosterone production. Gem Power, letting it down to Chinatown. Appreciate that. I've called the blank since I was able to vote in the 80s. Well, here's the deal. People ask me all the time, what's your perspective on conservative and liberal? Democrats are liberal, which means they're weak, which means they like to take from others. Conservative men are strong and build and create and don't blame. So that's the difference. Women are the largest in the history of mankind. I would agree with that. T-Talk says rotaries had notoriously poor fuel economy, not the four bangers. Interesting. Big only full heifers. Only heifers on OnlyFans. I need to lose more weight. Do some fasting, brother. Timmy, I'm going to visit Rad soon and find me an Ogden princess. We'll find you one all tattooed up. I figured something was bad with the rotaries because they didn't mass empty them in the cars, mass employ them. Yeah. Well said, WHO. Also, a good sleep schedule helps with your testosterone. I was in that group, not by my choice. I was born in the family of Black Panthers. Would that be who you were born around those types? Because you're probably my age. I am waiting for my sons to become teens to join gym with them. Till then, I'm working out at home. I need them to carry my wheelchair. Attaboy. I worked out with my boy for probably the last 3 years. Now that he's in college, we ride bikes together. We go to the gym together. We max out bench press together. Definitely encourage that. And you get a refill too. Subway sandwiches cut down by 50% in the meat. I had one last week, and I can tell you, you're absolutely right. I just can't do it with lib men and lib women anymore. Liberal men are weak. They're weak. You don't want to be, and they're victims. They're basically a lady with, they have female nature in their heads. There's a reason why the Democrats' mascot is a jackass. There is, you're absolutely right, and they are jackass. I had GW signs on my lawn, and they would steal them. I was thrilled when Kerry lost, and he paid for Bon Jovi to play in Boston, but Kerry lost. John Kerry, a winner for everybody. How come nobody's punched him in the nose? OnlyFans is now Only Moves. How about the Omega Moves in Revenge of the Nerds 3? Or was it Revenge of the Nerds 1? You want a Ukrainian shit show? My buddy can hook you up. I got to talk about that story, Steven, that you sent me. Damn, Rip, at least you're still working out. Black Panthers froze and lots of hair, grease, and hating whites. That would have been a trip in the 70s to see like real Black Panthers. Classical liberal men used to be strong. Well, they were the Steve McQueens of the 60s and 50s, who are basically, they say the Republicans of today are the Democrat of the 60s or the 50s and 60s. They also had oil consumption issues because of the rotary tip. The seal is breaking down. That's one thing that they got to figure out. Those seals are always breaking down. Doesn't matter what kind of car you have. Eventually, it's going to start stinking, burning oil. A lot of restaurants closing, huh? Look up the Red Bull 4-motor turbo drift car. Sounds insane. Definitely not economical. Miles per gallon. Probably 1 mile per gallon. Was that in Fast and the Furious? Communism does not take place all of a sudden. First liberal, then followed by atheism, feminism, democracy where everyone can vote. And when the iron is hot, blank takes over everything. Well, look what's happening at the borders. Yeah, they just want more votes. I wonder if the rotary engine is going to make a comeback. There are Ukrainian, Hungarian women going to Italy and looking for men. I hear this from my relatives. We'll have to do a story on Stephen Arizona's friend about this Ukraine situation. After the Civil War, the Democratic Party should have been broken up, and they should have done that. Well said, John. Portions going down all over the country. Thank you, Timmy. Awesome live stream now that everyone's here. These are the issues that need to be talked about, and those that do are ostracized and shut down. Well, they don't want to know the truth. They don't want to know the truth. They just want to hide it. People don't like realists because people have confirmation bias. They can't look from the outside in. Hey, Rad, what are some good stock or investment to put your money into? Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, Nike, Delta, Marriott, Pet Food, Purina, Petco. Those are all going to be good. I'm not a speculator on these tech stocks anymore. I already went through the 2000s. It's a real rarity if a stock can go crazy like the 2000s. People can't even hire handy workers. They're very expensive. One of the handyman was saying he's only having 2 to 3 jobs a week, and that is also from his customers. No one can afford them anymore. Well, thanks, shit's going up. David Smith in the house. Good to see you, brother. John Bon Jovi is living on a prayer and should be thanking the Lord that hasn't been divorced. Great. Although his daughter apparently had a bunch of crystal meth issues, unfortunately. Fame and money does that to kids. Also known as the Wankel machine. Friend of mine got notice from the state of Mass. State will pay $3,000 a month to house illegals. Jeez. There's no democracy. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands. Remember saying that in first and second grade? The modern world can be described planned obsolescence from products to relationships. They are designed to fail. Everything has an expiration date. Would that be correct as well, Stephen? But you're absolutely right. Triple Q, the best investment for young guys. Ron says, Bitcoin. How can we stop thievery in the 2020 election? Good question. Invest in Amazon, Tesla, Facebook. They're all going to be around for at least the next 10 years. Yeah, stubborn engineers have made tremendous technological gains on rotaries. Just invest in anything that you buy over and over. Shit, invest in Coors Molson. But don't invest in Bud Light. Although I wonder if Bud Light will come back. I look at what our women current interests are to invest. They invest in picnic sets and outside furniture and incense carriers and candles and leggings and all sorts of things. Now for a war to get people to abandon their homes and mass migrate out of the southern part of the country. We're in interesting times, guys. We are in interesting times. What's happened in the last 8 days? Invest in wine and cat food. Stealing is elections in the norm. If I invested in anything, if there's one stock I would invest in, I actually go back and forth. I would probably do Amazon just because they have a corner on every damn thing and everybody buys from Amazon. Have a crystal meth problem as a young person is wild. It's unfortunate. It really is. Seems like a lot of homes will fall into despair due to them being neglected, meaning I need a man to help fix this dump. I don't need no man. You don't pay $900 for my weave. Just invest and don't save. Right now, actually, savings isn't bad at almost 5%. I am definitely very grateful for all you red pill content creators. The truth is always valued. Appreciate that, David Smith, for you being here. You've been in the chat a long time. Big Papa Monk in the house. Savers are the biggest losers. But you got to be, I think you should split your portfolio between risky and conservative. Take the risk with the money that you have, some of it. I'm scared, though, to be honest, about the future. I think a lot of people are kind of weirded out. Joe Rogan did a live stream the other day. He was talking about he's freaked out about what's going on over in, Israel and stuff. Do you find your life easier now being an empty nester? Or is there a slight sorrow? Yeah, I mean, I saw him yesterday. He came down. We went to lunch. But, yeah, it's different. It's very different. Too many cat women out there. NASDAQ 100 triple Q has all this talk stop. There you go. And I've got a little money in the Dow or the DJI, Dow Jones. Inflation is a bitch. Well, if you're getting 5%, but inflation is 10%, you're losing, right? Rad, did you ever listen to some Great White while digging into a front side ground? I was listening to Great White earlier today. Missed a bone. Cat got you tongue wrapped. I think you're right. Inflation is going to go up again. We have 2 wars, and the USA is giving out way too much money. And they keep wanting to give it away to you-know-who. Another business that would be very successful is selling to ladies that like cats and wine. I mean, or dogs or fish or birds or what have you. Don't worry about the future. It'll take care of itself with or without you. Do your best daily. Prepare for the worst. Hope for the best. Don't put anything off like school. That's a great content. It's going to continue regardless. We have to have the skills and the fortitude to move forward. Looking at you now from your first vids to now, you seem so much sharper in looks and how you run your show. Stereo, you've been around for a long time. I appreciate that comment. Use your vowels, Rad. Use your R's. If you own ETFs, always sell calls or puts. We should do a show on Mr. Markel's Bitcoin ideas, FJT stuff. Who else we got? Everybody else talking about JLM, John Boston, his puts and things like that. That'd be a fun show. Good thing with a lot of cats, there will be plenty of cats to eat. Oh, that seems nasty. But if we had to, I guess we would. Rad, are your streams always random despite having notification? Sometimes they're random. Like today, I'm like, I want to talk to people and talk about the current state of our creators in the manosphere. And sometimes if I have a really good idea, I will push it out a day or two. Israel was getting jealous, was getting all the dough. Could be right. Pet food is a good investment. You have people that treat animals better than most people. Oh, they take care of their dogs like nobody and cats like nobody's business. U.S. is rushing military aid. Send lawyers, guns, and money, folks. I'm not. I don't like that. I'm not a war dude. I mean, war's been going on for thousands of years. We're not going to solve anything over there. Add yourself, Rad, to top content creators too. Thank you for your insights and time. Thanks for being here, Seraphim. We do these channels because someone's got to do it, and we talk amongst ourselves about what works and what doesn't. 300 milligrams for Jawara. He's got skin glowing. He's got that nice melanin. Good for you, brother. Hope you're doing well in the gym. Nouns for 100, Trebek. I really don't want to become more financially literate when it comes to investing. Just keep your debts low and your income higher. It's as simple as that. Can a man really vet a woman to baseline no matter what age? After 5 years, nothing's going to change. People change all the time. So no, you'll never vet anybody, both men and women, to baseline. I want my country back. I want the price of groceries back down. I want those illegals to go home. I'm sick of seeing them here in Brooklyn. We have to figure out how to control our borders. Gerald says it never notified you. That's all right. That's not all right. I don't know why. You might have to make another handle. I want my daddy Trump back. Let's go, Brandon. Not even just cats and dogs, the reptile and fish people. Yeah, there's a lot of people that love birds too. Nothing better than a cat on a dark night in the woods when you haven't had anything to eat for a few days, little salt and pepper, tear a leg off. What about a squirrel? I think all of us have a sixth sense. I just had a feeling yours would be today. Thanks, Mysterio. Every now and again, I'm there. Mysterio always sends me email. Are you doing a live stream today? He's actually pretty spot on. Probably 80, 90% when I'm going to do it. America needs to send these feminists to Ukraine. They're single, consume lots of energy and resources, and won't be missed by many. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of mirrors in the trenches to put their makeup on, and their extensions might fall out if they're in a battle. But we're not replenishing our blank if we need it. Well, I think it's all designed. There is a design. Power straws back for 75 cents. You like those power straws? Please do that BTC and putts. That would be awesome. We should do that. I'll figure something out. Even get on Gone with John as well, because he's got businesses he does. You want to figure out the illegal prob? Make deportation great again. We got to do something, guys. We cannot sustain it. They must close. And look who's following in Trump's steps right now. You thought America was split over Big Daddy TV or T versus Biden? Now sprinkling blank and blank, and we are about as divided as ever. Well, it's all set up, isn't it, Stephen? We need a time machine for that. Biden is funding both sides of the war. Well, it's not him. It's somebody else, his handlers. In the midnight hour, she cried more. You going Billy Idol on me? The situation on our border has been done on purpose. You know, they're good people that want to come to the United States, but they need to do it legally. That's all I say. I believe 90% of USA problems will be solved within months if all women and most men stop voting. Betty Saab. Well, potentially, or they'll just rig the election. Billy Idol, Rebel Yell. Sour straws are $1.50 by me. What about Laffy Taffy? Biggest idiot Democrats ever nominated. You are 100%, Mr. Marco. I got some of those paper straws at Panera, and they fall apart. After 2 sips, it's like in your friggin' grill. You're like eating cardboard. I am not monk, but I respect my monk brothers. 90% of Biden voters have admitted they made a mistake voting for Potato Joe. Ice Cream Joe. Deport them, stop incentives like birth citizenship, restrict. Well, we need to do it, Betty. That's legal. We need to follow our laws. I'm looking at immigration with Mexico. It is like a million times worse. Difficult to go to the U.S. or from the U.S. to Mexico. Yet they all want to come here. How to close it? Fix bayonets. I wonder if we will go back. Actually, Einstein said WW4 would be fought with sticks and stones. Paper straws are actually harmful to you. I'd recommend you bring your own. Somebody said paper straws were even worse than plastic straws. It's funny when some libtard gets this idea, we'll make it paper. And then all of the amount of energy to go into create the paper from the trees and all this stuff and to put it all together and all the solvents and toxicity and the glues. And like, yeah, didn't really work, did it? My kids went to see Billy Idol in Boston a few weeks. We saw Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks. Boy, I think you mentioned that. It's hurting, though, to see the greatest nation on earth falling apart like that. We've already fallen apart, guys. That's as simple as that. The West is done. We have to figure out a way to reverse it. Yes, and there's another. Thanks for bringing that up, Joara. Jonathan Noble. That's another good lawyer. We did a live stream together, and he has got great information. He's growing. I think he's almost up to 8,000, and he's talking about what he sees as a divorce lawyer to help warn men. Don't do it. Sour straws $1.65. How about Twizzlers? They're basically sugar plastic, but they're so good. Relatives of mine went from Italy to Argentina and had to wait to get in the US, and they needed a sponsor and have a skill to get to the country. Yeah, they needed to be a bricklayer. They needed to be a bread maker, a pasta maker, a butcher. I brought my own paper straws. It's funny. The last few restaurants I've gone to, they always ask, do you want a straw? I don't know if it's something they have to do for the state or they don't want to waste money, or they're massive libtards, but they're Mexican restaurants, so I don't know if they're libtard. The Democrats who don't see what is happening are living in a state of ignorance. It all goes back to cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias. They will only believe whatever comes out of Potato Joe's mouth. Even though all around them is imploding. Even though every time they go to the pump to fill up their F-150, it's $135.95. How about just give me a cup? Some great veteran podcast discussing the blank invasion and bring up the point, what happens when they acquire and they refuse to leave? Well, we're not kicking them out. Twizzlers and ramen noodles are plastic too, and they stay in your gut. I don't know what will happen, Stephen. It'll come back. A lot of bad things will have to happen. Little by little, it will. We got to close the border. The only man that I see out there that is even talking that will put his actions where his words is Donald. I don't see anybody else in the mix that'll do it. They don't have the experience. They never built multi-billion-dollar companies, filmed the worst corrupt people in the world, and who has a thick skin. They will all cave, even DeSantis. Women disagree with the Jonathan Noble way. It's because they want the games and prizes. The food, the prizes, if they live with them. Remember, folks, Tom Leykis gives up, but we're not here to give up. Tom Leykis is a libtard. He did say some good things. But, don't follow him for political advice. SCE is in the house, my master wrench. If our leaders give weapons to our enemies and money to morally unstable countries, are those leaders guilty of blank? You be the judge. Well put, SCE. I would agree with that statement. Of course they are. You can't argue with crazy. Crazy always wins. Crazy is based on emotions, not facts, feelings. Democrats don't care if we have another blank attack from these illegals. They don't. In 10 years, these dummies who voted Democrat will get the greatest humbling ever, and I will hopefully, by the grace of God, be in another country. Well said. Let's go, Brandon. Inaction and appeasement don't work, and this is us policy right now. Someone needs to put a link to Jonathan Noble's YouTube channel here. I just wish the Republican Party can have a strong unity in this election. Well, we'll see what happens. We're a year out. Nomination is going to be solidified. What, April? I'm only voting one way, which I voted the last time. These idiots marching at Black Rock and City because of climate change are stupid. These banks and buying up homes, and these idiots will be renting from them. This is why being extremely versatile, minimalistic, no debt, having skills, you can live out of your car and you can be mobile if you need to. You can have a great life regardless of what's going on. A lot of us, we're not, this is why I liked Ron Paul. Ron Paul said, pull everybody out, just like Trump wanted to pull everyone out. We don't fight wars that are cultural or religious that have been fighting for 10,000 years. I heard about Gavin Newsom signing into law in California to change the name Amber Alert to Ebony Alert for Black people. What an idiot. Everybody knows it's all about, oh, you want to hear something funny? Mr. Trump does despite it. Republicans go along. Well, most of the Republicans are rhinos. But we can sing songs and we'll be our friends. For Democrats, Donovan gives good advice in regards to dating and females, so does Tom Leykis, but their decisions just don't match. Well said. It's not the message. It's the message, not the messenger. Jonathan Noble won't budge. Well said. I've never believed isolationism for the U.S. ever before. But one of the reasons it's very difficult for anybody to attack us is we are bordered by land and sea. Men are leaving the unions because of the dues and how they push for workers to vote for Democrats. Yes, what? Yes, sir. My worry is space-based weapons like the one that happened in Maui. I ain't fighting no war. I love America, but I'm not dying for Joe Biden. See you later, Timmy. Don't get married, brother. More BS identity politics. Well said. Well, here's a funny thing. My son is studying to be a pilot. He's been flying. And apparently, I just heard that they're going to change the word cockpit to control board or control deck. They won't even use the word cockpit. It's too toxic. Voting for Trump won't change overnight. Now, it's going to be difficult, man. Next year is make it or break it. Trump was Democrat before. He was. Yeah, at least he admits it. He voted for the people that would give him the best tax breaks. We're going to experience some kind of national threat that will suspend the elections. If they don't believe that, they're going to be able to scorn their way out of getting what they want. I think Michael Savage talked about that as well. Yeah. And nor am I, Gem Power. We don't need to be in any foreign wars. I wonder how we would do in a matchup. I think with all of the woke military, I don't know if we do very well, to be honest. Yeah, put me on. I'm too old, apparently, but who knows? I will never be a victim of no gray divorce, brother. Attention is your drug. I did like JFK Jr. I did. I think he was more like his father. I think Robert Kennedy, he said some good things, but again, you never know. He's the anti-poker. He's crazy. He's worried about what's going on. I think he's more like a 60s Democrat. What do the W2 guys have? Grit, passion, sacrifice. They were fearless, a lot of them. Slows the pace maybe enough to give some people a chance to get ready. It gets bad. Hillary takeover in 2028. If she's not dead by then, oh man, she's ugly as sin. Is Trump or Andrew Tate the king of masculinity? Trump. Stay safe out there. Trump's he's like this weird, his own type of alpha. That's why he's so good. He's got a thick skin. He's not afraid to be direct. I like when you use the word, it's too toxic and mindless buzzword. Too old for what? I don't know. Maybe they'll call anyone under 60 will have to go fight. I'm going to say I'm insane. The woke military, we can't find enough recruits now. But if it's my two boys fighting, you never know. JFK died in a plane crash. Do you think he died? Do you think that was planned? Do you think that was planned, or did the weather take him down? Major Tom, flight deck. Yeah, something like control deck, flight deck. Yeah, they're changing it from cockpit. Talk about woke. I see it on LinkedIn. Democrats are cool in the 50s and 60s. Yep. Guy is stacked like a house. Trump all the way, brothers. He's got the balls. I just like how Trump just goes after people. He's a savage. And he's pretty athletic for his age. They're showing him playing golf and hits it like 380 yards. I mean, and he eats McDonald's and fast food every day. He's an anomaly, but I respect he is the only strength I see in any of them. But anyhow, next time you hear the plane, well, the captain in the flight deck, that's where we're going. And LinkedIn has tons of people. Even when I was at the trade show, there's little ID badges with their damn pronouns. And then the Dahmers and the Costanzas come by, with the glasses, the Dahmer glasses, George Costanza glasses, the little round, and they don't smile and they're all weird. That is our future. I've had bosses that are female. Some are fine. Just do your job. Who is better, an old man? At least if he is killed, he won't take up resources. No, he goes out, I guess, patriotic. I identify as being 80-year-olds. I can't fight. Just say you're a cat. Say I'm a cat. I can't go to war. Trump and JFK will be a crazy duo. People have talked about that. Taste our loss. Trump might get killed. He brought that up on Tucker. Tucker asked him, "What's next? You could be under 6 feet." Yeah, they could. I mean, he could lose his life. They're desperately trying to walk away from seeming well. I think if it happened, it would be like an inside. Someone got in the Secret Service or something. I don't know. I know it's hard to say, Rab, but the top 5 smaller are pill channels you recommend. The small channels, I think you should look at from our group. I mean, we got so many creators. Let me think about that. Ty. But the ones I went over today, I think Jonathan Nobles would be in that. He's got about 8,000. Would you like to put to Putin to be your president? He's pretty badass too. Was Klinger trying to be Skittles when he was in MASH? And if it was real, would he be kicked out? Probably. That's funny, MASH. That was an interesting show. Trump doesn't fear the system or deletion. He doesn't. LinkedIn is for libs, 100%. It happened to the Japanese prime minister and the person in Ecuador. Did you see Tucker interview Obama's Skittles friend? I did not. Trump Scott or Trump Ramaswamy, it'd be a good thing. I don't think Ramaswamy, his name's too damn long. He's got a few years left. Expect chaos. I think that's what we can expect on both sides. Blair Williams is nuts. When you were a kid, what professions were you looking into? I wanted to be a firefighter and a pro football player when I was little. My brother wanted to be a police officer. Sorry, I need to stop being true, but I don't want your live scrap. Now, I think I'm too small still. These Transformers are insane. They sure are. I'm going to cut this off in a minute, guys. I'm waiting for when you can marry your pet. I think somebody did marry their pet, Travis, actually a couple years ago. I remember reading an article about that. Is Biden a transformer? Something's weird with him. I think he's a clone. But that's where we're at. Look to the content creators out there that are value-based, that bring value, that don't charge, that don't grift. If you want to donate to some of these guys, send it to their email. It's as simple as that. But those that don't ask and grift and act like they need their super chats or they won't continue with the show is ridiculous. There's a lot of great content creators. Some of the best content creators I know have under 10,000 subs. But there's some that have 20,000 that think they have 200,000. Again, you got to. It doesn't matter subs. Who cares if I had 7 people or 7,000? Who cares? There's a message that's going to live in the ethers. All the Obama stuff coming out is wacko. 100% Jerome Markel. How do you unplug from the matrix? Understand the programming. When I was younger, I wanted to be an undercover cop, but Norway cops are getting pretty much tanked big time. I think it'd be difficult now, especially in the United States, because most cops are just babysitters. Same town has a mayor that is a dog, literally. Some town. Ooh, that is nuts. Can you leave your fortune and your wealth to your pet? I bet someone's figured it out. Potato Joe's supporters are gone. Potentially. We'll have to see what the election shows. His personal chef drowning in a lake. I heard about that. I wonder why. What did he have on him? Do you remember your last police encounter? I did, and I don't want to deal with it again. It was at midnight, a week before temporary orders for divorce court. Obama, Barry and Michael. They're a great couple. Biden is a clone. Every time you see him, he looks different. Oh, yeah. Someone did a video on his earlobes and everything. When you have evidence of the video evidence of the chef swimming just fine in the years, how did he die? Was he Breitbarted? Also, that letter he sent to his ex-girlfriend. Oh, that was sick. That was a leader of the free world a few years back. I always thought the weather in Utah was very hot. It's great weather. It gets hot, gets cold, but it's not anything near like hot like Arizona. I wonder what happened to Jamie Foxx, David. Good question. I think there's quite a few elites and powerful people that are just so friggin' nuts. I would agree with that statement, Mr. Markel. I remember crying when he was 44th president. He let everyone down. Yeah, he ran on his skin color. Let's be real. And that's how he won. He was a community organizer, and he used neuro-linguistic programming. Guys, this has been a good stream. I appreciate everybody being here. Till next time, do the work. Get out, learn a new skill, a hobby, a language. Get out of debt. Learn to live. Learn to live minimalistically. And don't get married. Rebel against defeat. Chase excellence. Masculinity. Men first.